Linda Blair has now spoken after Los Angeles County authorities inspected the Southern California property connected to her animal rescue operation on July 31st. Blair says she and the dogs are fine and describes the immediate issue as paperwork and updated diagrams. County officials, however, say the visit was part of an active investigation into a kennel operation reported to contain more than 100 dogs, and the central question remains unanswered. What did inspectors actually find once they entered the property? For verified entertainment updates without the rumors, subscribe to Startline Entertainment. The inspection involved the Los Angeles County Department of Animal Care and Control and the county's Department of Regional Planning. According to the county statement, officials obtained an inspection warrant so they could enter the property, examine structures associated with the kennel operation, and determine whether conditions complied with county codes. Animal Care and Control said its responsibility was to assess the dog's care, safety, and overall welfare. That language is important because this was publicly described as an inspection and compliance investigation. No official statement reviewed for this report says Blair was arrested, criminally charged, or accused of animal cruelty. The county has said the investigation remains active, which means the inspection itself should not be treated as either proof of wrongdoing or final clearance of the property. County officials said the facility's permits had expired in 2023. They also alleged that Animal Care and Control and Regional Planning had made several unsuccessful attempts to contact the property owner before seeking the warrant. Blair's public response offers a different perspective. She questioned why she had not received what she considered a clear mailed notice and said the situation appeared to require paperwork and new property diagrams. Those positions do not necessarily cancel each other out. The county can be investigating compliance while Blair believes the problems can be corrected administratively. There is also an official record that adds useful historical context. A Los Angeles County Animal Care and Control list dated May 2024 recorded the Linda Blair WorldHeart Foundation kennel license as expiring on July 2, 2023. That same document displayed an A inspection grade beside the facility. The grade does not establish the property's conditions in July 2026, and it does not resolve the current investigation, but it shows that the foundation had previously appeared in the county's facility records with a favorable inspection grade, even though the listed license date had passed. The number of dogs is one of the biggest details viewers should handle carefully. County officials said the property was reported to have more than 100 dogs. TMZ, citing unnamed sources, reported a much more specific figure of approximately 200 dogs and claimed Blair had previously been permitted to house around 60. As of the latest available information, the county has not publicly confirmed those two numbers. The responsible wording is therefore that more than 100 dogs were reported to be associated with the kennel operation, while the 200 dog figure remains a media report rather than a released official count. TMZ also reported that Blair was present, cooperated with inspectors, and that none of the dogs were removed. People repeated those details while clearly attributing them to TMZ's unnamed sources. The county's public statement did not announce animal removals, citations, or charges, but it also said officials could not discuss specific findings while the investigation remained active. That leaves an important distinction. Reports that no animals were removed are encouraging, but they are not the same as a completed official inspection report. Blair responded publicly later on July 31st. She described the inspection as an unexpected visit during extreme heat and told followers that she and the animals were safe. She said the immediate work involved paperwork and some new diagrams, and explained that she had been trying to relocate for roughly 2 years so she could expand the educational and rescue aspects of her work. Blair also used the message to request volunteers, foster homes, and financial support for the foundation. Her response did not address every point raised by the county. It did not publicly provide a current kennel permit, a verified total number of dogs, or documentation showing when the agencies had attempted contact. At the same time, the county has not released photographs, a completed inspection assessment, or evidence of deficient animal care. Those gaps are why neither the most alarming interpretation nor Blair's more limited paperwork explanation can yet be presented as the final story. The investigation carries additional public interest because animal rescue is not a side project Blair recently attached to her name. The Linda Blair WorldHeart Foundation describes its mission as rescuing, rehabilitating, and rehoming abused, neglected, and abandoned animals. Its official website says the Acton property was intended as a temporary home and safe haven, offering veterinary care, nutrition, training, and socialization. Local television coverage documented Blair caring for rescue dogs at the Acton operation as far back as 2008. In that report, she discussed the financial and physical demands of running the rescue and the need for more volunteers and funding. That history helps explain why many supporters initially viewed the county inspection through the lens of Blair's long-standing advocacy, rather than assuming misconduct. It also explains why the county's eventual findings matter. The rescue work is central to her public identity. Blair remains best known internationally for playing Regan McNeil in the 1973 film The Exorcist. The performance earned her an Academy Award nomination for supporting actress and a Golden Globe win. Over the decades, however, she has increasingly used that recognition to promote animal welfare and her foundation's work. That makes this more than a routine celebrity property inspection. It places the organization most closely connected to Blair's off-screen legacy under regulatory review. Still, regulatory scrutiny is not the same as a finding of neglect. Kennel operations can face separate issues involving animal numbers, structures, zoning, electrical systems, permits, and general welfare conditions. The county said inspectors were evaluating several areas, and the public has not been told which, if any, failed to meet required standards. The timing also matters. Blair says she has already been trying to move the operation, while county records and statements point to a permit that expired 3 years before the inspection. The next important development may therefore be corrective rather than criminal: renewed permits, revised diagrams, zoning approval, a reduction or relocation of animals, structural changes, or another county inspection. Those are possibilities, not announced outcomes, and viewers should wait for documentation before assuming which path will be required. The Startline takeaway is that 2 incomplete versions of the situation are currently circulating. The county says it needed lawful access to investigate a reported kennel with more than 100 dogs, evaluate animal welfare, and verify code compliance after its attempts at contact allegedly failed. Blair says the animals are fine and the remaining problem involves paperwork and diagrams. Both statements can be true in part, but neither gives the public the completed inspection findings. What viewers should not assume is that a large official presence automatically means a criminal case, or that the reported absence of animal removals automatically closes the matter. The first assumption overstates the county's public language. The second goes beyond what officials have confirmed. As of August 1, 2026, the investigation remains open. Blair has not been publicly reported as charged or arrested, and county officials have not announced a final animal count, citations, enforcement action, or completed welfare assessment. The points to watch are an official inspection result, confirmation of the number of dogs, updated permit information, and any corrective agreement between the foundation and Los Angeles County. Until then, the verified story is an active compliance and welfare investigation, a public response from Blair, and several important facts that remain unresolved.